I feel like we did a good job. We're able to go out there and show what we can do to the fans that came today to support us. And we had some turnovers today, which we always like to see. Overall, I feel like we had a good scrimmage today.
Could have had a couple more, maybe the couple picks. Maybe it was just the rain, just wet balls. Or what?
Oh yeah, the rain was coming down hard today. That's really no excuse though. We want to see those balls caught, and the rain also helped us a little bit on the fumbles because some of those plays. I mean, maybe you can blame it on the weather, maybe you couldn't, but when it all comes down to it, a turnover is a turnover. And we have to get those.
Other than a couple of big plays, the defense was pretty solid. But do those giving up those long passes, does that still concern you guys, even if it's just a spring game?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially like you said, it's a spring game. We're always going to have things to work on, but when you play defense, you don't like to see that. So we're just going to get in the film room, work with the coaches, and try to improve come summer.
We talked a lot about offense needing to find quarterback, running backs, but defense. I mean, for the most part, you guys got a lot of your key guys back from last year. How do you feel like you guys attacked this spring and kind of your mindset, I guess, going into the summer on defense?
Right, we do have a lot of key guys coming back, but it doesn't stop there. We're going to keep on continuing to get better. I feel like this spring we did a good job and we did improve as a defense playing as a whole, and some of the empty spots are being filled. Coaches are working on that, and the players are just continuing to play hungry and play well.
You go up against those quarterbacks a lot. What do you think you guys have in that position? Obviously, you got to replace a guy like Graham, who had a great year, and a lot of guys who haven't played much. What did you see from that group?
Well, quarterback's a tough position to play, and the guys we have now, I feel like are doing a magnificent job. They're improving every day. They're learning how to run their offense at the pace that needs to be ran. And going against a defense like ours is probably not easy, but it's good to see them compete and to improve every day.
They moved the ball on you that first drive, and then the second drive you guys got, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but they put you in a tough spot with the ball in like the 35, and you guys stepped up there, blocked the field goal.
Right.
Situations like that, even though it's just a scrimmage, is it important for you guys to just kind of rise up in a spot like that?
Oh yeah, it's definitely important. I mean, during the game, things happen. We may be put in a bad situation, and for us to come in there and hold them to 0 points when they're in field goal range is huge, and we're able to do that today in the scrimmage, and that's what we like to see.
From way up there, we guessed that Tyler Horn blocked that field goal. Any idea who blocked it?
Oh, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, there's a lot of big bodies in there. I couldn't see from where I was.
When you return so many starters and things are kind of settled in that area, what does it allow you to do, I guess? I mean, what does it allow you to kind of focus on? Because you're no longer maybe worrying about, who's going to fill this spot or who's going to fill that spot.
Right. It just allows us to play together as a team, to know what the guy next to us is doing at all times, and to be able to trust him. Trust is a big thing on our defense because when you can trust each other, you can make plays. So for us being returners and a lot of leaders on the defense, just for us to trust each other and be able to play together is huge.
One more about the weather too. I mean, last year, kind of that San Diego State game, we saw that that extreme cold weather.
Right.
Did you? I mean, I know it's kind of probably a burden to play at times today, but I mean, is it an opportunity to maybe work on that because you might see it in the fall or anything?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's no guarantee during the season that it's going to be 79 and sunny, especially here in Boise, Idaho. So getting a chance to go out there and play live and play in front of people in the weather, it was a big opportunity for us to show what we have and to be able to work under those conditions.
You guys are playing behind a front seven that is, almost, if not too deep, with starter type players.
Right.
You talk about trust. How much trust do you guys have in that group in front of you right now?
Trust, like I said, is big, especially playing safety. Trusting all the guys in front of me. Those are some playmakers, and they continue to improve every single day, and I'm proud of them. And like I said, we know how to play as a defense. We're still getting better, but we can be one dominant defense, and we're just going to continue to work towards that.
A lot of you guys have been using that word dominant. You want to be dominant next year, and you have so many guys back. I mean, it seems like that, at least you're going to be better than you were last year defensively. I don't know if pressure is the right word, but you guys are, setting some pretty high goals for yourselves, it seems like, on defense. Right.
Right. Last year we had a pretty good year. I do not feel as we were where we needed to be. So this year is just another opportunity for us to do that. Day in and day out, we want to get better as a whole defense. So I feel like this summer that's coming up is going to be big going into fall camp, and just for us to play together and to reach our goal to be a dominant defense.
What do you guys need to do this summer to kind of make sure you're still taking that next step?
Same thing we've been doing. Our coaches do a good job of having us in the right spot and telling us exactly what we need to do to improve as a defense, and just working on individual players, individual talents. And if you can perfect your craft, then our defense will just come together. It's like a big puzzle. So
I think when most people think of Boise State over the years, they think of the offensive players. They think of the Kellen Moores and the Doug Martins and those kinds of players. Do you think that this year's team has a chance to be known as sort of a defensive headline team?
Right, I definitely think we do. I think our defense is good enough, but like you said, Boise State is usually an offensive school. We've been doing a good job, though. We're just going to keep working, and our goal is not to be the defense that everybody talks about when they talk about Boise State. Our goal is just to be dominant and to win games. So if that gives us the promotion that you said, then we'll be happy with it. But if not, as long as we're winning, we'll be all right.
It's a guy that's been through, this is your 5th spring ball, right? Yeah.
Right.
You know, I mean, how do you walk out of spring content, and are you guys going to be able to do that this year, you think?
Me personally, it's hard for me to be content. I always like to get better. There's always those things that I can improve on, I can work on. And as a defense, I'm happy where we are now. I mean, there's always the further steps that we have to get, and that's going to come in the summer. That's going to come in fall camp. But for it being spring ball and, like I said, filling the slots of the people that left last year and just continuing to work as one defense, I feel like we've been doing a really good job.
Who impressed you this spring? Caught your eye.
There's a lot of guys that impressed me this spring. Kamale Correa is one monster of a defensive end, and he's been doing a really good job. And it's easy for him to play the way he plays is because he trusts the guys around him. And also on the offensive side of the ball, Chaz Anderson making those big plays. We need those during the season. And Shane William Rhodes, possession receiver, a little wiggly guy. And the quarterbacks, again, they've also been doing a really good job taking control of the team and making sure we're heading in the right direction.
All good, guys? All right, Darian, thank you.